Hello everyone, my name is Millar. Okay, recently my mom got hit and run during stopped traffic by a motorcyclist. Her side mirror was damaged, and it kinda left some scratches by the door. As for the motorcyclist, well, you know what hit and run means, right? A similar incident happened to me last year. I was parked in a parking lot, and when I got back to the car, it already had scratches and dents on the side. Now the driver who did that didn't even leave a note. Now we Filipinos are known to be hospitable, respectful, helpful, and generally kind. But why is it that when it comes to the road, it's a completely different story? It is kinda weird that whenever I watch these videos of people asking our drivers what certain road signs mean, and they have no idea about it, and yet they hold valid driver's licenses, and that whenever you're out on the road, everything just seems to be 10 times more stressful. You can't just have that peaceful drive anymore. One thing that I noticed is that most people don't really follow the rules of the road. I mean, they might not have any idea about it, that's why they're like that. So let's give them an idea by talking about the proper etiquettes while on the road. Let's start off with your safety. Number 1. Always wear your seatbelts. Well, they're not like your wardrobe kind that you have a choice of wearing or not because of fashion. I mean, this one is made to save lives, so use it. Number 2. Never drink and drive. Meaning drinking any kind of alcohol before and while driving. Remember, you sent out that desperate text to your ex while drunk. Regrettable, right? Imagine what you can do while drunk behind a wheel. Yeah, not a good idea. Number 3. No distractions. Driving requires your full, undivided attention, meaning no eating, texting, sexting, email, chatting, putting on makeup, or playing Pokemon Go. Number 4. Signal lights are there for a reason. You should let the people around you know your intentions. Not all of us are psychic like you know. Turning left? Then flick those signal lights. Come on, it's not that hard. Number 5. Distance, distance, distance. The normal distance you should have with the car in front of you should be the same size as a normal car. But that doesn't mean it's a spot so others can overtake you and stay in it. No. And you shouldn't cut anyone off by driving really close to a car either. That's called tailgating. And that's a one-way ticket to crashing into someone who suddenly stops in front of you. That's why the space is there, so you have an ample amount of time to stop if something happens in front. And those are just 5 things that I know of. Easy enough to remember, right? Now let's move on to the road. The typical road here in the Philippines has 4 lanes, 2 of which is going forward. This is naturally where you are because you are moving forward. And the other 2 is for the opposing traffic. There are a lot of scenarios here, so let's take a look at some of them. Number 1. You do not cross over to the opposing traffic's lane just because your destination is on that side of the street. You will be blocking a lot of lanes that way, causing traffic. Instead, you should go and look for a U-turn slot. If there's none, then look for a clear road and do your crossing there. Don't do it where all the cars are, you'll just inconvenience a lot of people. Stop that. Number 2. The outer right lane, depending on where you are, is not a parking lot. People, you should start implanting this to your brains. If a road has 2 lanes going forward, the right lane is where everyone should be. The left lane is only used for overtaking and passing through. Then you should go back to the right lane if it's clear. Double parking or picking up passengers on the right lane is really annoying because you're slowing the flow of traffic. And you're also making other people overtake using the opposing traffic's lane, which shouldn't even be done. You should feel responsible if someone has an accident and you're just parked there. Number 3. Well, let's say one of the lanes is blocked. Therefore, only one lane is functional. So here we have no other choice but to merge. Merging is such a hassle for most because some people are selfish. That's why the zipper method was made. This method means we take turns merging into one lane. We do this by alternating the cars on both lanes. The inner, then the outer, inner again, outer, so on and so forth. Don't be that person who cuts off the others though. We'll silently judge your very existence. Number 4. One of the most common and annoying. There are only 2 lanes, and yet some people believe it's 2.5, or even 3. Why? You know there's a special place in hell for people like you. They probably have lots of lanes there for you to occupy. Seriously, just don't. Okay, next up is intersections and turning. Number 1. You see the yellow box in the middle of the intersection? Always keep it open. There really isn't any other reason for anyone to block that. Now don't go telling me that, hey, the light was still green before I crossed it. It just turned red now that I'm here in the middle. And now we all can't move because of my impatience. Right. Because of your impatience, everyone has to suffer. Even worse, they have to look at your face in the middle of the intersection. People, if you see that you couldn't possibly go anywhere, even if your light is green, just don't proceed and block the intersection. Be patient. Your time will come. Number 2. With regards to turning, the left lane is used to turn left or go straight. The right lane, on the other hand, is used to turn right or go straight as well, not the other way around. Please, keep that in mind. And why can't I turn right if I'm on the left lane, you say? What if the car on the right lane needs to go straight? You will be cutting them off then. That goes the other way around, too. Number 3. Now, if a sign says that you can turn right with caution, it doesn't mean that you can turn right anytime you want. You have to be mindful of the traffic flow. For instance, if the opposing traffic in front of you, or the one on your left, has their light green, then you can't just turn right. Why? Because they are clearly using the lane you're about to take. Turning right will only cost them traffic. And the people behind you should know this one as well. Unless it is definitely clear and you see no cars around those lanes that I mentioned, then you can go ahead and turn right. Now, if the opposing traffic on your right is green, then you can turn right much more easily because they won't be using the lane on which you are turning to. Alright, here are some more tips on how to be less annoying on the road. Don't stay in the middle of 2 lanes, or don't keep on transferring between them either. Just pick a lane and stay there. And using your turn signals at the last minute before turning is not an excuse either. Never speed up and cut someone who's trying to pass you. This is very reckless and egotistical, so just don't. Never, ever cut a long line of stopped traffic just so you can get ahead of everyone else. All the negative words in the world can't even begin to describe this kind of person. Seriously. Always remember to yield to the right-of-way vehicles. You should respect everyone on the road, especially the ones on the right-of-way. Do not consistently use your vehicle's high beams. We primarily use our eyes while driving, so don't go blinding us with your headlights. Okay, that was some of the road etiquettes that I know of. Now, I'm not really a driving expert here, but I hope I shared some useful information and that we can all take them into practice. Now, if you know any more rules of the road, then please leave them down on the comment section below. Alright, that does it for this video. We hope to see you again on the next one, and don't forget, if you hit someone else's car and you don't see the owner around, please leave them a note. The world could use good people, especially on the road. Hey everyone, thanks again for taking the time in watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please give us a like. We would also really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. If you already are, then spread the love by sharing this video to your friends. Alright, bye now and have a nice day. I mean, why would you go through all the hassle of taking off all your clothes, inverting them and putting them back on just for a chance for you to get back.